Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you a fun little project that I happened upon this morning as I was just pouring my morning coffee. You know how when you're on YouTube, other YouTube people show up on your feed that you haven't actually subscribed to because you didn't know they existed? Well, there was a gal that appeared on my feed, and so it caught my attention because it was a quick little project using up your scraps. You know, the packages that I have galore of in my drawer. That this is like a meat packaging wrapper. I cut it apart. It was a pretty substantial size, and I cut it apart for this really cool journal insert. Look at that. Isn't this adorable? It's quick and it was not difficult. And I just thought, hey, this is fun one to do with you guys. So I'm going to after I'll do the Reader's Digest portion of this because it's really, I didn't even take notes. I happened to view it. I set it aside. What I regret because I didn't mark down her name. If anybody knows anybody else that shows you how to do this, please mention it in the description box below. Or in the comment box, just so I can give them credit, because this was really cute and adorable, and I just forget her name. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, so I'm going to show you what, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, so there's about four panels to this. Each one gets smaller and smaller, and again, all using just junk papers that you have in your stash. So I'm going to show you what I did really quickly. So for the back one, you have to first of all decide what, if you're going to use it for a journal, what size journal you're working on, etc., because you want it to fit. So with this one, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this in a journal that I have in mind for this after I'm done here. So this one, the back panel is a 4.5 by 8. So that's what I started with, a 4.5 this way and an 8-inch this way. So I measured it out, and I don't use my scissors very often. I like to rip as often as I can. So then you've got an open page like this. Essentially, this is going to be the back one, and this piece here will be glued down into my journal page. And then you'll notice the other layers, how to stack other layers. So now all you want to do is measure a shorter page. So I'd say that this is about, yeah, I mean, it depends how many pages you want to. I didn't really know when I started, it just evolved, so I ended up with that. So you can see this needs to be also shorter, so I just turn it this way. And I'm going to just give it maybe this much room at the bottom. I'm cutting through extra tape on this package here, or ripping through. And that's okay, I like the torn look anyway. So there's 2 here. You can see one is this size, the one on top is smaller. And so I will use this piece here. And you just fold it. What was that on camera here? Okay, so I would probably do one a little bigger than this, but this is just, like I said, a shorter version of how to do this with you. Once you see this, you can just stack it yourself and then layer as many as you want. So that is sort of the construction of it. So what you're going to do is, I'm not going to glue this because it's not on my page yet, but I want this to open up like this. So you're going to decorate this piece and insides, but you're going to glue this to the back of your bottom one. This is going to be really quick, just because I've got a lot going on today. I have company arriving tomorrow. My husband's sister is coming for, I think, 5 or 6 days. She's staying with us. So it'll be fun, but busy. And then after that, I'm heading to see a girlfriend that I have not seen in way too long. So I'll be gone probably from my YouTube channel. I bet you close to 2 weeks, guys. So if I can squeeze in some time, you can bet that I will try my best. Okay, so there's the next size. And I'm going to glue this one down. I didn't do any decorating until I made the actual construction of this little thing, this little cutie pie. Okay, so I'm going to just show you what I'm doing here. So you can see like this, it opens up here, and it opens up here, and it opens up here. I have more pages on this one, and you can as well. Just sort of measure, like when you glue your panels, try to do your edge as close to the edge as possible. No rules. It's junk journaling here, guys. Okay, so that's pretty much the construction of it, okay? Again, there's not as many on this as I did here. Now, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My original intent was to take the last 2 pages like this and sew around here to make a tag. But I forgot, and I got carried away with having some fun decorating each panel, and it didn't happen. So that's okay, because I think it's still cute. But I left some journaling spots there. I tried to go for a vintage vibe using some old ledger, some old stamps. So on one of the inside panels, like for example, would be like on a panel like this one, I added, as you can see, some of my muslin that I used, the Tailor-Made Journals stamp that I received from her. I stamped onto my muslin. I showed you that maybe a couple of videos ago, and it kind of makes a cute little page embellishment. So this is one of those pull-out pages, and I did some stamping, and there's room for journaling, and it comes out this way as well. Did some stamping, all old stamps, kind of the vintage vibe, like I said. Backed it onto a piece of ledger, sewed around it. Here's just some scrap printables that I'm trying to use up, and I added some lace trims and some applique that I have left over in this little journaling spot on both sides, tucked up in here. The back page, I just added some little layered up book page and a photograph, and I gave it a little thumb punch, put in a tag. And I did back, because this is like a meat package, so I didn't like the shiny background, so I just added my own coffee dye to this. It also gives it strengthens the pages too, so the more you layer, the stronger it gets. And then I added some little torn up pieces of journaling spots. And these lines here that I use for, they're just variegated pieces of cardboard. I know most of you probably know this, but anytime I get a piece of cardboard or a cereal box, and you pull the backing up, and you'll always find some variegated lines for inking. Makes a great inker as far as for lines. So like I said, this is going to go on a page in my journal. And what else have I done here? I layered this page up, and I added a pocket, layered up the pocket here, so a little tuck spot here. Gave it some lace and some coffee dye for a page tab. And that's the front. Here's the front, but this is the inside panel. I wanted to leave some room for journaling. But there's so much you can do to this. You can do lace trims on the edges. I didn't bother doing that. I put them cascading at the bottom and flowing up through the top of it. So I think it's really cute, and I hope that you guys feel inspired to make one yourself. They're so fun. You could use any paper. It doesn't have to be, you know, what I'm using, but you've got brown paper bags. You can do this with that as well. As long as you, basically all you have to do is make sure you're folding over each panel and making them smaller and smaller and smaller as you adhere them. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it's going to look like in a journal. That I feel really badly about this, but there was a gal that was really quite interested in purchasing this. She's international. She's from Europe. And for some reason, PayPal was not cooperating with her, and that's the only way I sell my journals now. So yeah, it's still available, but I'm also really toying with keeping it because I fell in love with it after I hummed and hawed over my first attempt at some lace applique cover designs with the fabrics, but I actually do like it. So anyway, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this page here. So you see, I wanted to use more of a thicker, this is a cardstock page here. This is coffee dye. This is just construction paper. So I'm going to use a stronger page in my journal, and I'm going to glue the back of this down to this page. And when I do that, I'll show you what effect it has. And by the way, this here rubber, it takes the place of a pin, which these work beautifully too. But this thing, I'm really loving it. I have 3 more, so I think I'm just going to use these. They're quicker than using the pin, and they work beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to use, I don't have to use this particular glue. It's Fabri-Tac, but you know what? Because I've sewed their stitching coming through the back page, I thought I might as well make sure it's down nice and strong. That goopy part's always so wonderful. But see, it just goes on like that. And it really keeps the glue flowing really, really nicely. Okay, I'm going to get it to the edge of the page here. Now, so when I close it like this, the lace is cascading at the bottom, which I really, really like, and it's peeking a little bit up at the top. But I just think that looks kind of pretty too. But I'm going to open it back up. So there's 5 signatures in here, and I need to go to signature 4. Okay. So just I'm turning through my pages, and here it is. Oh, what a lovely page spread. Actually, looking at this, I probably should have moved it closer to offset the white, but I'm going to stamp here, get rid of that, cut the white look back. And so it just flips out. Little tag for journaling. You can add more things here too. You can make a pocket, add some tags. This was an experiment, so I just sort of made this today. But, and this here just kind of is a really lovely addition to any journal. And it's down nice and secure, so it's not going anywhere. So that's that. This is just a quick little show and tell here. I hope this inspires you to make one yourself. And again, I'm so sorry for not crediting the person that I got this from. I know that she mentioned she got the idea from, is it Callie Creates? Who got the idea from Pam from the Paper Outpost. So you know how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful next couple of weeks. I will see you as soon as I can once I'm through my fun activities coming up. Okay, everybody, take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day, weekend, and the next couple weeks. Bye for now.